There comes a point in life when you start to notice the small changes, not all at once, but little by little. The mornings feel a bit heavier. Standing up takes just a moment longer than it used to. There's that familiar stiffness in your knees, hips, or shoulders, like your body is gently reminding you that it's been through many years of service. At first, you brush it off. You think, this is just part of getting older. And maybe you adjust your routines. You avoid certain stairs, take shorter walks, or sit a little longer than you used to. But deep down, you remember what it felt like to move without hesitation. You remember the ease in your stride, the freedom in your arms, the comfort in your back. Joint pain, stiffness, and reduced mobility don't just affect your body. They quietly take pieces of your life. You might skip playing on the floor with your grandchildren because you're not sure you can get back up without help. You might think twice before gardening, even though you love it, because the bending and squatting will leave you aching later. You might even find yourself saying no to family outings or travel, worried that the walking or standing will be too much. But here's something important. Growing older doesn't mean you have to accept losing your mobility. You still have power over how your body feels, and often it's the smallest, most consistent changes that make the biggest difference. A few months ago, I started doing something so simple before bed, something that takes less than 10 minutes, and it has made my joints feel like they did 10 years ago. No expensive gadgets, no painful exercises, no risky medications. Just a gentle, calming routine that works with my body, not against it. And tonight, I'm going to share exactly what it is, why it works, and how you can start it too, so you can wake up feeling lighter, freer, and ready to live each day fully. Number 1, the wake-up call we all know too well. If you've ever woken up and felt like your legs forgot how to move, you know the frustration I'm talking about. Those first steps out of bed can feel like walking on frozen hinges. Every movement stiff, slow, and cautious. You shuffle toward the bathroom, gripping the wall or the dresser for balance, waiting for your body to wake up along with you. And while you're moving, there's a part of you remembering the days when you would spring out of bed without a second thought. This is where many of us make the mistake of thinking, well, that's just how it is now. But I want to tell you something I wish I had understood sooner. Your body responds to care. The stiffness, the soreness, the heaviness in your joints, they're not unchangeable facts. They're signals, messages your body is sending, asking for a little extra attention. And when you answer those signals with kindness and consistency, you can absolutely see a difference, no matter your age. I know this because I've lived it. A few months back, I was dealing with the kind of morning stiffness that made me dread getting out of bed. But then one night, I tried something different. I spent a few minutes before bed, gently moving my joints. Nothing intense, just a slow and mindful routine. And the next morning I noticed it. My knees didn't feel like they were locked shut. My back felt more comfortable. I stood up without bracing myself. That was my wake-up call. I didn't have to live every morning in discomfort, and neither do you. Number 2, why nighttime is the missing piece. We spend so much time focusing on what we do during the day, walking, sitting, lifting, exercising, that we forget something important. The condition of our joints when we go to bed determines how they feel when we wake up. Think about it. At night, you're still for 6, 7, maybe even 8 hours. If your joints go into that long rest period feeling stiff, tense, or cold, they're going to stay that way, maybe even tighten more, by morning. I used to blame my bad mornings on my daytime activities. I thought maybe I'd sat too long in my favorite chair, or walked too far on a family outing, or bent too much while cleaning. But then I realized the pattern. The days I moved a little before bed, I woke up feeling better. The days I skipped it, I woke up stiff and sore. Nighttime movement is different from daytime activity. You're not trying to build strength or burn calories. You're preparing your body for stillness, making sure your joints are warm, your muscles are loose, and your circulation is flowing. It's like tucking your joints into bed the right way, so they can actually rest and recover instead of locking up. This one small shift, focusing on how I treat my joints before I sleep, has completely changed my mornings. Number 3, the moment it all started. It didn't begin as a health routine. It began with my granddaughter, a coloring book, and a box of crayons. One evening, she looked up at me and said, "Grandpa, sit on the floor with me." My first instinct was hesitation. I knew the pain I'd feel getting down there and the awkward, stiff struggle to get back up. But her smile was so bright I couldn't say no. So I lowered myself onto the floor and stayed there, helping her pick colors, leaning forward, reaching across the rug. I didn't think much of it in the moment, but the next morning something unexpected happened. My knees didn't ache as much. My hips felt looser. I moved more easily. I thought it was just coincidence, but the next time I sat on the floor with her, the same thing happened. That's when I began experimenting. Before bed, I started spending a few minutes gently moving my body, stretching my legs, rolling my ankles, twisting my torso, hugging my knees. Nothing extreme, nothing painful, just slow, mindful movement. And within a week, my mornings had transformed. I didn't dread standing up. I didn't cling to furniture for balance. I felt like I'd turned the clock back on my joints. Number 4, learning to hear your body's messages. For years, I ignored my body's quiet warnings, the stiffness after sitting, the popping sound in my knees, the ache in my lower back. I told myself, this is just part of getting older. But now I know better. Those weren't signs to be ignored. They were my body's way of asking for help. The truth is, pain doesn't start suddenly. It builds slowly like a whisper that grows louder when we don't respond. If you've ever had a plant at home, you know what happens when you forget to water it. It doesn't wilt overnight, but over days and weeks. Our joints are the same. They need care and movement to stay healthy. If they don't get it, they grow stiff, sore, and less able to support us. This bedtime routine is my way of watering the plant before it dries out. It's not about forcing my joints to do more than they can. It's about giving them what they need to feel better tomorrow. And the beauty is, it doesn't matter if you're already in pain or just starting to notice stiffness. Movement, done gently and regularly, sends a powerful message to your body. I'm here for you. I'm listening. I'm not giving up on you. And when your body hears that message night after night, it responds in ways that will surprise you. Number 5, the simple bedtime routine that changed everything. Now, I'm not talking about some complicated yoga class or a workout that leaves you sweating and out of breath. This routine is so gentle that you could do it in your pajamas right next to your bed without any special equipment. It's about slow, mindful movement that sends blood flowing to your joints and signals your body to relax before sleep. I usually start with something as simple as sitting on the edge of my bed and rolling my ankles in slow circles. 5 times in one direction, 5 in the other. Then I gently flex and point my toes, feeling that stretch run up through my calves. After that, I stand up and bend my knees slightly, shifting my weight side to side, letting my hips sway just a bit. It's like telling my body, "You're safe, you can loosen up now." Next, I place my hands on my hips and do slow, small torso twists. Nothing forced, just turning left, pausing, then turning right. I finish by clasping my hands together, raising them above my head, and stretching upward like I'm reaching for the stars. All in all, it's maybe 5 or 6 minutes, but the way it warms my joints and relaxes my muscles is incredible. The beauty is you can adapt this to your own comfort. Maybe you start in a chair instead of standing. Maybe you do just the ankle rolls at first. The point is not to do everything perfectly, but to do something consistently. Even the smallest amount of movement before bed can tell your body, I'm ready to rest and I'm ready to feel better in the morning. Number 6, the science of why it works. Now, I promised I wouldn't drown you in complicated medical terms, but it's worth understanding why this helps. Because when you know why something works, you're more likely to stick with it. When we move our joints, even gently, we encourage something called synovial fluid to move around. Think of this fluid as your joint's natural oil. It keeps everything moving smoothly, just like oil in a car engine. But here's the thing. Your body doesn't pump out that fluid unless you move. If you stay still for long periods, like when you're sitting all evening or sleeping, that fluid can become sluggish and your joints feel stiff. Gentle movement before bed gets that fluid flowing right before you go into your longest period of rest. This means your joints aren't going to dry out overnight. They'll stay nourished and lubricated while you sleep. Plus, this type of movement improves circulation, bringing fresh oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and connective tissues. It also tells your nervous system, we're winding down, we can relax now, which makes it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. And here's the part I love. Your body doesn't care if you're 25 or 85. The principles are the same. Movement creates circulation, circulation creates nourishment, and nourishment creates comfort. By making this a nightly ritual, you're giving your joints the exact environment they need to repair and stay mobile. You're working with your body's natural design, not against it. Number 7. The emotional lift that comes with less pain. What surprised me most wasn't just the physical relief, it was the way my mood changed. When your joints ache, it's not just your body that slows down. Your world gets smaller. You think twice before saying yes to an invitation. You avoid certain activities because you're afraid of hurting the next day. And little by little, joy gets pushed to the sidelines. But when I began waking up with less stiffness, it was like the fog started lifting. I felt a spark again. Suddenly, taking a walk with a friend or playing with my grandkids didn't seem like a gamble. I could say yes without hesitation. You see, joint pain can sometimes feel like a quiet thief, stealing moments from our lives without us even realizing how much we've lost. But with every week I stuck to this routine, I felt like I was taking those moments back. I noticed myself smiling more, laughing more, and yes, even standing a little taller. And I want you to know that it's not vanity to want to feel good in your own body. It's not selfish to take time each night for yourself. It's a way of honoring the years you've lived and making the most of the years you still have ahead. Number 8. Staying motivated. Even on the tough days. Now, I'm not going to pretend every day is easy. There will be nights when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you'd rather just crawl into bed and forget about the routine. That's human. But here's what I've learned. The hardest nights are often the ones when you need it most. On those evenings, I remind myself of two things. First, it's only a few minutes. Second, tomorrow morning will be so much better if I do this now. Sometimes I picture my future self, a year from now, still moving freely, still able to get down on the floor and play with the little ones, still able to reach up and grab something from the top shelf without wincing. That image is powerful. It reminds me that this isn't just about tonight. It's about every day after this one. And if you miss a night, don't beat yourself up. This is a lifelong habit, not a test. Just pick up again the next evening and keep going. You might even keep a little notebook by your bed. Write down each night you do your routine and jot a word about how you feel the next morning. Loose, light, better. Seeing those words add up is incredibly motivating. Over time, you'll be able to look back and see the journey your body has made, and that's a reward in itself. Number 9, a comforting truth and your next step. Before I finish, I want to tell you something important. You are not too old to make a difference in how your body feels. I don't care if you're 60, 70, 80 or beyond. Your joints still respond to care, to movement and to kindness. Every small action you take now is a gift to your future self. And the beauty of this bedtime routine is that it's never too late to start. If you've been living with that dull ache in your knees or that morning stiffness in your hands, please, don't give up. Try this for a week, then 2, then a month. Let your body show you what it can do when you give it the chance. And when you start feeling that freedom again, when you realize you can stand, walk, bend and stretch with less fear, I promise you, it will feel like you've gotten a piece of your life back. If this message touched you, or if you know someone who needs to hear it, I hope you'll share it. And before you go, take a moment to like this video, leave a comment telling us what bedtime habit helps you feel your best, and subscribe to our Faith Wisdom channel so we can keep walking this journey together. Because you deserve to feel good in your body, not just for today, but for all the beautiful tomorrows ahead.